The Girl with the Needle is nominated for Best International Film. It is a Danish international film. I just finished it. It was it was quite heavy. It almost felt like I was within this little slice of life of a certain economic group in Denmark. I enjoyed it. I thought the film was really great. I liked what they did stylistically. I liked about the commentary they made about the world. But, just a warning, it's not this happy-go-lucky film that does not deal with very heavy things. So depending on the mood that you're in, there's just, there's just certain trigger warnings. So just be prepared. Be prepared if you do end up seeing it. And I don't want to say much more because I feel like if I say anything more, it's going to ruin it. It's definitely not a film I would watch every day, but I did really enjoy it. And I thought stylistically it was really great. And overall, it was just a solid film. Spoiler alert. Oh, the cinematography. I really enjoyed the cinematography. It's completely in black and white. I'm just not really used to seeing a lot of films like that. Okay, now I'm going to get into the spoiler alert of the film and talk about some of the details. So stop listening if you don't want stuff ruined for you. The creepy face merging thing in the beginning was really interesting. And I almost thought it was part of like some production company and not part of the film, but then I slowly realized it was part of the film. And I feel like the faces could so easily be the faces so easily could represent the different mask that she wears, her husband's deformity. I really like the title of this film, The Girl with the Needle. It feels like it's a metaphor for so many things, and it's pointing to so many things, right? It's talking about like what she did when she tried to give herself an abortion, her actual job as a seamstress, the fact that she became a druggie and a junkie, and the needles that she was using. The vaudeville scene, it was just really fascinating to me because it made me start thinking about how there used to be these people that they would relate to and call freaks. And the only way for them to have a job was making fools of themselves for others' cruelty and for others, to laugh at and enjoyment. So it was like this exploitation, right? I mean, it's really not much different from our current society, I feel like, but it's just much more subtle. Like people do that now with social media and the news and gossip columns and things like that. I did not see it coming. I did not see it coming, the thing about her killing the child. I was so shocked. Like I'm watching it by myself and I actually gasp. So, trigger warning. I'm going to put this in the show notes too, but there is violence against children in this film. And I'm going to be talking about violence against children for the rest of in this review. So if that's something that's very upsetting to you, then please stop listening now. You can pause it now. It's almost like not until the moment that she turned the corner did I'm like, oh my gosh, is she going to kill this baby? Like, which just seems so silly to me that I didn't predict it. I knew something was up. Like, I just had a thought of like, she's getting way more money for them, or like maybe she's like not actually taking them to these nice homes and she's just putting them in like another, like an orphanage. And I also had a thought of, well, maybe she's like giving them to like science or like medical places so they can experiment on them or like whatever. I had other thoughts if something was up, but I didn't know that every single child that came into her care she killed. And the drug kind of stupor now in the beginning makes a whole lot of sense. And it's like the forcing her to kill the babies, like forcing her to become this kind of drug addict. Like, I could see from her past of why she was so messed up, not that it's justified. And it was this weird, very weird codependent relationship with them. And of course, like, I'm not sitting here trying to absolve her of all responsibility, but the unique perspective that I have when I was looking at this is like, wow, this is what capitalism does to people. Like, when people are in survival mode, people who are very poor, who were born into the lowest of low privilege or low class, this is what survival looks like, what it forces people to do. And I loved the scene in the courtroom where she was saying what you were too scared to do. She said, I just did what you were too scared to do, like basically saying to the women, like, you're just too scared to admit. I feel like it was such a really cool, making a really cool point about society. Like, everyone can like throw, everyone's like throwing these stones and like shaming her, but it's like that boss guy abandoned this woman with her baby and gave her like a pittance to take care of it, and literally did nothing to be responsible for something that he is equally responsible for. So it just felt like it was really pointing to this commentary about society and how it's so easy to, and it made me, of course, think about, pro-choice and pro-life and that, ridiculous fight that keeps happening. Of like, it's very easy to shame women and be like, how dare you could get an abortion? How dare you not take care of your child? Or this woman, like, how dare you murder a child? And I am, of course, by no means promoting that or saying that that's a good thing. It's easy to like have that judgment, but then all those people that are having that judgment are not doing anything to support the society, to support the women that are in this system that allows that to happen. So their only other choices is have the baby starves, the mother starves, the baby gets sick, the mother gets sick, the mother can't take care of it. The mother then cannot work to support her and the child. It's like no one's pointing to the actual societal issues that are having these things persist of women being kind of kicked to the curb. Everyone's just shaming the aftermath of this woman that, from her perspective from the beginning, I don't know if she was killing the babies. Maybe that's something that just eventually happened. But from her perspective, she was helping these women that were so desperate that didn't see a way out and didn't have any other opportunity. I really liked the adopting Irina in the end. Like, it felt like it ended on some hope, and it was poetic, almost like she was her mother. And I was so shocked that this was inspired by true events. And I did think it was interesting, though, that the woman was, apparently they had the woman be in her 50s in the film. But in real life, this woman was actually only in her 30s when the event took place. So I thought that was interesting. Like, why did the filmmakers choose to do that? Like, why did they feel like if the woman was younger, it would be difficult for us to have sympathy for her? I don't know. Anyway, I thought the film was really great. It is very, very heavy and depressing. So just be warned.